Ritterbush, and I wanted to give you the select board action taken for January 31st, 2023. So first, on our consent agenda, we accepted a gift of $30 from Rebecca Gaffney to the Hopkinton Public Library in memory of her friend Cheryl Walker. We made a new employee appointment. We confirmed the town manager's appointment of Beryl Wagner as the procurement and grants manager, which is an important position. We're always looking for grant money to supplement our budget. And she was very excited to be appointed. She apparently used to live in town and was happy to be back. For liaison reports, Muriel Kramer noted that she's going to go to the Troop 4 Eagle Scout ceremony coming up in February. Let's see, Mary Jo mentioned that the cemetery commission is going well, no issues. Shahidul mentioned that the elementary school building committee 2 really has a packed schedule. They're working on site selection and grade configuration, and we should all pay attention to that. Let's see, and then Mary Jo mentioned that the assessor's department has sent out the press release about tax relief applications. So if anyone qualifies for tax relief, they should be sure to apply, and they'll be reviewed by the assessors. Let's see, then we had our public forum. We had 2 residents speak about a potential short-term rental bylaw, residents from the Pike Street area. We had 1 resident speak about the regional dispatch center, and we had 1 resident speak about the herbicides, the potential for herbicides being used on Lake Maspinock. Let's see, and then after that we had budget and capital hearings. We had the hearings for the engineering and facilities department, the police department, the fire department, and the communications dispatch department. And so their presentations should be all available on the town website if you want to look through them and see how their budgets look this year. Let's see, then we discussed the annual town meeting warrant. The 31st was the last day to add articles to the annual town meeting warrant. And we did vote to go ahead and put first two articles on TIFs and pilots. We submitted an article for the Wilson Street Solar Project, a pilot agreement. That's payment in lieu of taxes. Let's see, and they still pay their taxes in their full taxes. It's just structured a little bit differently, but the town attorney will explain that at town meeting. And then we put a placeholder for a TIF agreement for Alteros Energies, who's hoping to locate on South Street, but they are still trying to find a property that will work for them. So we may have to remove that if that doesn't go through this year. But we put a placeholder on. And we also voted to submit an article for the town meeting warrant to adopt a new short-term rental bylaw, which was something that 2 residents had called in about. Anyway, so it's about rentals like Airbnbs. There aren't too many in town, but it's becoming a growing issue apparently. So we're recommending some guidelines. So we can all have a chance to discuss that at town meeting in May, first week of May. Then the town manager gave his report on the Main Street Quarter project. It's pretty quiet for now. They are trying to move there's some construction equipment on Marathon Way near the Common, and they're trying to get that moved behind Center School. But it's been a slow process because most of the crew has stopped working for the winter. Let's see, and the PFAS, we talked about the PFAS situation. Just want to reiterate, every time that right now there is a bottled water rebate available for anybody who's in a sensitive subgroup, and the town is working very hard to get the filtration system installed on well number 6. That's the well that has all the excess PFAS, and they have the permits from the state. They have the materials, and I think they've even gone out to bid. So they're hoping to get that all set up by spring 2023. So that will be our temporary solution that will be in place for a couple of years until we can hopefully get a permanent connection to the MWRA through Southborough. And that will be on the town meeting warrant in Southborough, which is coming up on March 25th. So we are relying on Southborough to approve that as well. We'll have to have an intermunicipal agreement with them in order to go through Southborough to connect to the MWRA. Then let's see, under future agenda items, we talked about the parking lot that is behind 25 and 35 Main Street. That should be opening in just a few weeks. It sounds like they are getting the charging stations all hooked up for EV cars and getting Eversource to hook up the lights to the power. And there's some documents had to be updated about that because I think electric vehicle chargers were not in the original documents, so they have to be noted. And then Mary Jo mentioned that the Marathon Fund scholarships are available to all high school students living in Hopkinton. You don't have to necessarily go to Hopkinton High School. You could go to Keefe Tech or any of the other schools in the area. But if you're interested, please apply. I believe they have 6 scholarships available. And I think that was it. It was a fairly short meeting. Thank you.